but I think protests are an absolute necessary for growth in society. How else would the government know that they're doing wrong unless there's protests or to correct them in any way? Today,
So that's the Derek today. He's preparing. Derek, is it?
Derek, yeah.
Yeah, he prepared some new posters today. So could you tell more about them today? What do you prepare for us today?
Well, this is the last one. I just put a canvas and I wrote on it quickly on the day. So I try and create a new one each time there's a protest, because then you get your new thoughts out. And sometimes the posters get dirty because I'm protesting all the time. And I think like a teacher, you need to wipe the whiteboard and make a new sign each time, and it revitalizes. You might have new thoughts and a new inspiration, and you never know, the words that you speak or say or think about may be the key to unlocking the lockdowns and the mask mandates, the vaccine mandates, and all your horrible, nasty reconditioning and propaganda could be over. Just, you might have the key within you. You just need to write it on a big poster and bring it to the protests. So I advise everybody, even get a piece of cardboard and get it done, because they may lock us down again and you won't be able to bring that thought to fruition. So I advise you to get the idea into action. Like today I put I was thinking community board, or maybe people could just put on their ideas, just pin an idea, or
Very good.
any thought at all while they're here, and just get it down and give it to whoever could be an organizer, or even bring it home yourself, and you've generated a new idea, and eureka, we all may have freedom just with something that's going to revolutionize all of us.
So you think visualization is important? Is it for the posters?
Visualization, that's what they're all, you see, there may not be 95% vaccinated, because it's all about programming. So if you say something is true, it's like propagating. If you say, like, I own that car, and then you're kind of visualizing and you're actually feeling that you do own that car, in some way they say that will come about because you've planted it in the mind. And that's the way they're working with the psychology. They're saying almost everybody's been injected. Yes, there's a new variant, and obviously only the vaccinated are getting it. And it's just propaganda, and possibly we might be the majority. They own the media, they own everything, the newspapers.
Do you think with this COVID passes there's digital surveillance?
Yes, I think it's all part of their plan to make a new EU passport which will have the health on it as well. So we may not be able to move unless we've been injected or tested, and for this thing, and the test might have something in it, as well. We don't know what their big long thing up your nose and God knows what else. And,
do you think it's important, peaceful protest is important for the people to make as often as possible? What is your opinion about peaceful protests and peaceful campaigns to make?
We just have to, yes, I'm very angry about the situation, and I think our voices have to be heard, and if it's not registered to the government, because we seem to be blanked out, media blanked out, but it's very frustrating. But I think protests are an absolute necessary for growth in society. How else would the government know that they're doing wrong unless there's protests or to correct them in any way? There has to be a protest, and there has to be an outlet for our voice to be heard, and it seems to be suppressed. So I suggest people get out here, make a poster before your voice is completely shut out, and stop being a keyboard warrior. Be out there on the street as well.
Do you think the posters and peaceful protests are working? Like do you see the difference between when people do protest from your previous experience being in different types of protests?
I think we have to try different approaches, different techniques. So it's all about brainstorming and getting people together in maybe a community center and like planning. And I don't think protests alone are going to do it. I think we need to actually sit down at a table and think things out and plan things out on how strategies and how we're going to get out of this and how we can get the government to listen to sense and healthy people being injected and the no free choice, and there's loads of other issues and the medical drugs and everything, like chemotherapy is from the mustard gas bomb, warfarin, blood thinner is rat poison, and the list goes on. So all of these are dubious. There's lots of things dubious in the medical field, and it seems to be driven by money. But
do you think focus group is quite important to people put their ideas of different types of campaigns, peaceful campaigns, and like focus group to focus what we want to do in relation about campaigning, like peaceful? Do you think it's...
Yeah, I just think we kind of need to get really good organization and maybe create some sort of regularity rather than like when's the next protest. We have to search for it online, so we have to really search through all the WhatsApp or Telegram to find the next protest and see if we can find it, because it's all underground. So I think we need to get something regular and something constant.
Yeah. Do you saw that politician voted in majority for placing emergency legislation in place from Sunday? So what do you think about that? That
I don't agree with it, and I think they're up to no good, unfortunately. And it's just the masses are brainwashed through it. I think they've been paid off by higher powers, possibly EU, Bill Gates, or shadow government of the world, globalists, the Great Reset, Klaus Schwab or whatever his name is, the Great Reset, the World Economic Forum. So you're meant to own nothing in 10 years and be happy. So all property gone. Yeah.
Oh boy. There's a... Yeah. That's fine. I see quite often you are bringing to different protests these plants. What's the purpose of that plants? You have different all the time. You bring in the majority.
Well, nothing happens overnight. So a little seed, will take a long time to grow. So, like there won't be these strawberries. There's no strawberry there, right? It's an anomaly of time and space. It'll take maybe the end of summer before you'll probably see a strawberry there. So it's invisible now, and then it materializes in the future. So our thoughts are maybe similar. It's not, you can't see our thoughts, but they are there, and through growth and time and right thinking and right soil nourishment and water and sunshine, we're going to have some crop, So everything has its own time and nothing happens overnight. But hopefully we will get our freedoms back, and it's just a symbol of liberty and freedom hopefully returned, and a bit of fun, and people can watch things grow. There's spider plants as well.
Spider plants. And when they grow a little bit more, you seed them somewhere, is it? You place them somewhere?
You could put them in a bigger pot if you like, and then they'll sprout more in the future, and you can give them away to friends. So it'll just keep going, the community growing. And then it gives you food. If they are going to lock us down more, it might give us food. If they're going to shut off electricity or lock us down, there's potential there. We need to make our own markets and our own money and our own barter system, because if this system of credit cards only, and if you lose your credit card, you've no money. And a lot of the banks are going cashless as well. I couldn't get money out when I lost my bank card. I couldn't get it. I went to my bank. No, this is a cashless bank now. I had to wait and go to another bank. So, you know, if you've no card, you've no money. It's as simple as that, even if you have money in it. So it's getting very dangerous, and I think it's all made up and it's a hoax, the whole thing, in my opinion.
What is your opinion about the fuel prices at the present moment that was increased from €1.07 approximately to $1.60 per liter? Do you think this appropriate prices at the present moment?
Well, you see, I don't drive, so it doesn't affect me at all. I'm on the bicycle all the time, but you know, I can understand it, the frustration, and I think there's more to. It's all part of the Great Reset. I think they want to make everything battery operated, and so you know, some sort of new world order that they're creating, and I think it's all part of their scheme, and I don't know fully what they're up to. But it's all part of their scheme to make us own nothing and be happy in 10 years. And you'll be signing away your property. How are you going to say no if you've been injected and you've been totally controlled by Bill Gates or something? You know, how are you going to say no?
But unfortunately, fuel prices is related with truck. There was a protest last week with truck drivers.
Yeah.
You probably heard about it, didn't you?
I saw it, yeah. I probably didn't post your post over, but I did see it, yeah.
Yeah, and the situation is here when the fuel prices increase, it's affect all the products prices, because to deliver any products that we have in the shops or even build a house, we need the trucks. We need the trucks to deliver them, is it? From point A to point B, and if the fuel prices increase by 50%, we need to pay the expense.
Yeah, I think they're up to the Great Reset, to be honest with you. I think that's what they're up to.